All right, what's up? Welcome back to this episode of the Road to Redemption podcast. I'm, as always, your host, your grateful host, Cam Williamson. It's fantastic to be back with you. We are here. Everybody's in the news. Everybody. We had the Oscars. Will Smith slapped Chris Rock. Jada Pinkett Smith is toxic. Then we had the Grammys. Bruno Mars smoked on stage. Olivia Rodrigo dropped and broke one of her Grammys. The whole world has exploded. Let's talk about the first thing out the gate that is catching the internet's attention. There was a rapper, a young man who went by the rap name Goonew, I believe was his name. He died, and they had a visitation. Quite a unique one. They propped the rapper's dead body, his corpse, up as if it was standing. I'm trying not to use Weekend at Bernie's references here. This is not what happened. They propped him up. Or this is what happened. Weekend at Bernie's shenanigans is not what happened. They didn't have him out, and they weren't messing with him, and they weren't moving him around. He was propped up. His corpse was propped up on a stage, and he had a crown on. He had some bling. He was in a hoodie and some jeans and some sneakers, and yeah. Okay. Is it shocking? Yes, in 2022. Is it new? No. For years, for as long as there have been people, there's specifically things called Irish wakes where people will do this. They will have the body in a position in which people remember them mainly, whether it be seated positions or seated at a bar or seated in their favorite chair, standing in a way that they're known to stand. A lot of people made a big deal about it years ago when there was a young, again, African-American man that in his at his visitation, he was kind of sitting in a chair, and it just looked like he was hanging out, and people came and took pictures with him. I specifically remember there was a movie, Lawless, with Tom Hardy and Shia LaBeouf, where they depicted one of these visitations. It was more like a party, and the person was propped up over on the side. Listen, it is a way that people choose to celebrate the life of the person who's passed away. Everyone wants to say that it's mad disrespectful and it's crazy inappropriate. It's not. Remember, there were Viking burials where we, put people out to sea and burnt the boat. It's all about your beliefs. Now, if you're out Weekend at Bernie this guy, if you're carrying him around and you're taking him places, yes, there are crimes for doing disrespectful things to a corpse. This does not fall under that. Is it odd? To me, yes. I prefer to remember people the way that they were them, right? I don't want to see his lifeless body just standing there on stage. If I want to remember him as a performer, then let me watch his videos. Let me see his... Now, I don't know this performer. I've never heard any of his music. But let me watch him do his art. I don't want to see his lifeless corpse just standing there, being obviously propped up because he's dead. So he's not standing there. It deals with our uncomfort level in death. Understand there's, groups of people that don't fear death, and they don't look at it as a negative thing. They see it as almost a reason to be celebrated, that this person got to move on and go on to the next level, and that being around a dead corpse is not something to really be weird out about it, but it's hey, that's our person. They're gone now. We're going to celebrate this body that we loved. The soul is no longer with us, so we're going to celebrate this. It's hella weird. I think it's weird that they charged a $40 cover to get into this visitation. I think it's weird that it happened in a nightclub. I think it's weird that people were taking videos of it and putting it on Twitter. There was a lot of people that were like, oh, this is a mannequin. Apparently, the dude that DJ'd the event was good friends with the guy that passed away, and he said, no, this isn't a mannequin. My dude went out like a G. People were saying it's disrespectful to his family. I don't know how this happened without his family signing off on it, because you have to release a body, right? Somebody doesn't die and they just go, okay, do whatever you want with this now. Like, you have to have plans for what you're going to do with a deceased individual. So somebody had to sign off on this. That was a part of his family or his estate. Maybe it was his last wishes. We don't know. Now, even if I said something so dumb in my life that I was like, hey guys, when I die, I want you to invite everyone to my favorite place, and I want you to prop me up Big Willie style, just like chilling with my hands over this oversized like chair, and I want you to prop me up, put my sunglasses on, put a coffee in my hand, like every way that you guys would remember, like just do that shit. That's my dying wish, is I want you all to remember me like that. I want someone in my life to go, hey, no, we're not going to do that, because that's not right. It's uncomfortable for everyone. If I think so highly of myself that I think that people would want to still see my body after I'm dead, and that I would want to pay or have people pay $40 to see such a thing, at some point we're turning into like the Ripley's Believe It or Not Museum Wax House kind of thing. I don't like that. That is when it becomes disrespectful. I've never seen a visitation that you have to pay a cover charge to get into, but I've also never seen a visitation where there's a DJ and the corpse is, standing on a stage with a crown on his head. So things happen, right? People make choices, and we as a society get to live with those choices, and we get to decide whether or not it's something we agree with. I would say in this particular instance, it would have probably been better if everything about that visitation was kept private between the family and the people who attended. For God's sakes, we got phones shut down at stand-up comedy routines. We can't shut phones down at a place where we have a corpse being presented. I think it's a little ridiculous. Travis Barker is in the news only because, and I think this is a little ridiculous, we've talked about it quite a bit here recently, Travis Barker keeps ending up in the news. But why is Travis Barker in the news? Because he and Kourtney Kardashian were walking out of a building, and Kourtney Kardashian was just a little drunk. Just a little drunk that she needed some help from Trav, wrapped an arm around her, walked out the thing, and she looks at the guy that's filming her, and she goes, that guy right there is filming me. And he brings her in. Here's the thing. Don't give a shit anymore. I love Travis. Travis is a hero of mine. I will always love and admire Travis Barker, but I officially don't give a fuck when he breaks the news. His girlfriend being a little tipsy is not news. Now, he's crushed it at the Grammys. He played 2 or 3 different, I'm actually going to look into this. So everyone, oh, by the way, they announced that Machine Gun Kelly is joining Blink-182 for this year. So that would be awesome. Let's see. Kourtney Kardashian and Trav couldn't keep their hands to themselves at the Grammys. PDA didn't stop at the red carpet. Attended the 64. Kourtney Kardashian attended the 64th Grammys on Sunday, April 3rd with the drummer, who is 46, performed a fiery medley with H.E.R. and Lenny Kravitz before Barker hit the stage at the MGM Grand Arena in Las Vegas. So there you go. I was going to say, I knew he performed multiple times that night. The Blink-182 member was twirling Kourtney around as they entered the event. Of course, he likes to make a scene. After performances by Silk Sonic and Olivia Rodrigo, which I like Silk Sonic, I like Bruno Mars. I think it's funny that people were giving him shit for smoking a cigarette on stage. Guys, that's his shtick. All these people want to be like, it's so inconsiderate that he lit up a cigarette inside of a building. You guys know, I was born in 92. You could smoke in all restaurants, bars, shit like that until 15 years ago. All these fucking celebrities want to act like that one cigarette that he lit while he was on a stage far away from you shows how smart you fucking people are. Get all upset. He's so inconsiderate. Bitch, all those like dead baby cell skin product shits y'all are putting on your face, that's cancer enough to shut you clean the fuck up. Back to what we're talking about. So Olivia Rodrigo, can't believe she won. It just shows the state of the country that we're in, that this narcissistic bitch writes an entire album shitting on this guy with just completely makes a name shitting off her ex. Being like, oh, you did all these things to me, and we had special times, and they meant something to me, and because they don't mean anything to you anymore, brr. Fuck off, bitch. Can't believe she won anything. I don't even care that she's young. I'm just tired of her. So after those performances, the couple had a marathon makeout session while J Balvin sang. Well, good. I mean, fuck him. Good. When it was Lil Nas X's turn to take the spotlight, glad I missed that, the Keeping Up with the Kardashians alum was spotted sitting on Barker's lap. So just, like a couple high school kids just ready to fuck. According to The Insider, the duo's PDA lasted for an uncomfortably long time between songs, with the reality star and the California native locking lips for almost a minute. Almost a whole minute. It's uncomfortable. Throughout the ceremony, Kardashians chatted with celebrity pals like Addison Rae, who's just a fucking TikTok hoe, and waved to fans inside the arena. So she knows. She's being seen at all moments. Barker was one of the final performances of the night, and the Hulu personality gave her, Bo, a standing ovation. Well, she better. You better. That's Travis Barker up there performing. She was bopping her head during Travis' drum solo, the source tells us, the outlet, not me and anyone else. When Travis came back to the audience, Kourtney jumped up to give him a kiss and a hug and then went back to sitting on his lap. Can't stay off the man's dick. Sitting on his lap, before taking their seats, the couple hit the red carpet. In coordinating outfits, Kardashian wore a black ET Ox jumpsuit with a plunging V-neck and side cutouts. Wow, that's hard to read. While Barker opted for a black Givenchy look. Givenchy? He quickly ditched his hot pink Raf Simons coat to pose for photos with the Kardashian star. So it's like he's instructing Machine Gun Kelly's whole career with the pink and the Megan Fox in the news. Okay. The couple continued their mellow night at the gala music after Grammy party hosted by John Terzian of the H. Wood Group and Pixel 8 partners at Delilah at Win. What the fuck? That wasn't even a sentence. What? The couple continued their mellow night at the gala music after Grammy party hosted by John Terzian of the H. Wood Group and Pixel 8 partners at Delilah at Win. That's a real sentence. They were very lovey-dovey, a source tells us exclusive. I can't fucking read today. Travis was very nice and protective of Kourtney. They were inseparable the whole time and didn't leave each other's side. Here's one thing I've noticed too. Trav likes to get himself in with the damsels of distress. Back when he was with his, I don't want to say first wife because I don't know if he was married before, but Shayna Moakler was, Landon's mom, and she came from a bad relationship of Oscar De La Hoya, where his oldest daughter, I always gap her name. It's like, I always forget her name. She's a sweet girl. She's in her 20s now. She was Atiana Barker. She was damn near adopted by Barker. So, like, Travis's ties with Dana White in the UFC kind of stem from his hatred of Oscar De La Hoya, and he's been very protective of Atiana. And then he got with Kourtney, who's got the whole Rob Disick thing, and he likes to fancy himself a protector, which is all well and good. I just hope he doesn't get himself into like a Will Smith situation, because he's doing a lot of this, like being in the press, making people kind of uncomfortable with just how he is. I don't mind anything Trav has done. I don't mind the PDA. I don't mind if you want to, show your love, go ahead. So someone confirmed to us they will have a baby together without any doubt. It's just a matter of when and how, a source tells. So that's the big thing, is when the Hulu, I watch Hulu because I watch Saturday Night Live at nights. When the Hulu trailer came out for the new Kardashian series, that was the thing. It was like, it's Kourtney going, I want to have his baby. Okay, cool. It's all well and good. I'm exhausted from watching clearly bought and paid for headlines be put out about people that I like. Here's one that is not bought and paid for. Jim Carrey came out and spoke about Will Smith slapping Chris Rock, said it was disgusting, said that he would have fined him like $250 million because that clip will be synonymous with not only Chris Rock, but the Oscars for life now, and that, his embarrassment is now going to be the new face of the Oscars. I can't say that I disagree with Jim Carrey. Jim is quite dramatic in his old age. He gets all fired up about politics and what he feels to be people acting wrong. However, I think in this situation, he was pretty spot on in everything that he said. He said that it's making him consider retiring from acting. I hope you don't do that, because then you're just going to go draw more weird political cartoons, which doesn't seem to be serving you well. I'm sure people buy them, but as far as his mental health goes, it seems like it's struggling a lot. I like to see big-name comedians stand up for Chris Rock in this one. We're just going to, from this point forward, assume that the slap was real. I'm still have my skepticism with it. We'll assume that it was real. If it was real, it was completely uncalled for. Will Smith was 1,000% in the wrong. I don't think anyone even has to debate that. You cannot walk up while a comedian is on stage just because you don't agree with what they're saying or you don't like it and assault them. That goes against everything that the art of comedy is, and it's honestly kind of a crime against comedy. So, yes, Jim Carrey has every right to speak up. He's the godfather of comedy for a lot of people, and especially my generation. Him, Adam Sandler, which is directly tied in because of Chris Rock. And all Adam Sandler did was post up Chris Rock's tour dates like the next day after he got slapped. Like, so many people know what this is. The people like Sandler who aren't going to play the headline game. Where people like Jim Carrey, he keeps making movies like Sonic, and he's directing a lot of stuff. He's done like a few weird shows for like Amazon and different stuff. But as far as the comedic genius that Jim Carrey was, he doesn't even entertain those ideas anymore. He's more of a philosopher and wants to see the world be changed, which I can totally appreciate. He's reached icon status, and I can respect the fact that he wants to use that platform. It was interesting to me just that they wanted to talk to Jim Carrey specifically about that event. He's usually very quiet if it's not political, but that one, it makes me wonder, is Carrey up next year? Is he going to be the one that they honor in some way? So this is kind of setting it up to be like, well, as we're getting ready to pass the torch, what does Jim Carrey think about all this before we give him his Lifetime Achievement Award or whatever it is? So a lot of stuff going on, a lot of stuff that genuinely I don't give a shit about. Oscars, Grammys, UNC beat Duke, so Eric Church should be happy about that. Other than that, it's just been me, doing my shit, hanging out. I'm hurt right now. I got a little bangered up last week. I freaking tore or did something bad to my hip flexor and my right leg. I shattered my elbow cap, which is no fun, so I've been dealing with that, and I completely mangled my right hip. So the right side of my body is pretty rough right now. It was dumb. I was skating with my buddy Thomas, and at the very end of our skate session, I was having a great session, having fun, ripping around, and we were skating back to the car, actually. This is how it always happens. Skating back to the car, and there was a curb, and I was going to jump up on the curb. Now, at the speed I'm going, the curb is approaching, and I'm having a thought process of like, okay, I'm going to jump up on this curb, but I don't have enough time to shift my feet. The way I was riding, I had my feet set to like ride and keep the board stable, not ride like I would to ollie or something. So I'm having the thought of, okay, I need to jump up onto the curb. I don't have enough time to jump on the curb because I don't have enough time to shift my feet. So I'll just lift up. I can't just lift up because if I do that, I'm going to smack into. As I'm having this whole thought, I just lift up and smack into the curb, and I go flying through the parking lot, and my board's just stuck on the damn curb because obviously you can't just roll up onto a curb. You have to jump. So I literally just committed to lifting up and smacking my tail trucks and my tail wheels into the curb as hard as possible because I was flying down the road. And I just, ass over apple cart, just rolled through the parking lot a good couple times. And it sucks. It sucks a lot. I can't really sleep. I don't sleep at all because everything hurts. So I just lay awake all night watching YouTube videos and podcasts and trying to work on the show and trying to come up with new stuff for that. And it's been actually not bad. I've got a lot of time to rest and recover and just chill. I'm about it. I hope you guys are having an amazing beginning to your week. Today's Tuesday. Tomorrow will be Wednesday, and hopefully we will be able to get back on the board sometime this week. So hopefully there will be another video Friday that's skateboarding. I'm going to try to put up another podcast tomorrow. I love you guys so much. We'll see you then.